Sean McCann, who of course was or is Madeleine McCann's brother. So Madeleine McCann, one of the most probably famous missing child ever, disappeared, didn't she, from the holiday apartment in Portugal in Praia da Luz. Madeleine and her two siblings, one of which is Sean here, and his twin sister Amelie. They were only 2 years old at the time. Madeleine herself was only 4, left alone in their holiday apartment while their parents, Kate and Jerry, went off to have a drink up with their friends. Now, I don't want to concentrate on that. What I want to concentrate on is how well Sean has done. Because, you know, it can't have been easy being I noticed on a lot of the articles that were talking about Sean, because Sean has finished 8th in the final of the Commonwealth Games in the swimming competition, which is no mean feat, is it? So it can't have been easy. A lot of people just say, oh, brother of Madeleine McCann, brother of Madeleine McCann. Well, but he is a person in his own right. You know, he is not only the brother of Madeleine McCann. He is Sean McCann. He is a swimmer, and he's represented Scotland in the Commonwealth Games. And that's a big achievement. So, you know, it is lovely. Because as I say, I'm sure Kate and Jerry have, I mean, whatever we think of Kate and Jerry and whatever happened that night, we all know they should never have left those 3 children under the age of 5 on their own in an apartment. I wonder if it doesn't occur to Sean and Amelie sometimes, that could have been them that was kidnapped or disappeared, or because, you know, everyone has their own theories on what happened to Madeleine. Was she kidnapped? Or did something else happen? But, you know, we don't know. It's one of those things we don't know. And who did whatever they did to Madeleine, because somebody did something, they've got their own God to face. You know, when their time comes, they might have cheated justice in this world, because this is over 20 years ago, isn't it now? Or not far off 20 years ago. So they've evaded justice maybe in this world, but they won't evade justice in the next world. So they've got their own, you know, they've got responsibility for themselves to face at some point. But people that we do know are completely innocent are Sean and Amelie. You know, they didn't ask to be left alone in an apartment. And, you know, it must, I don't know, it affects their mental health to know that they were in that. Let's suppose somebody did come in and take Madeleine. So they were there in the apartment, asleep, while somebody came and took their sister and did whatever to her. You know, it can't be easy to live with. So I think this is brilliant, you know, that Sean has, I mean, getting to the Commonwealth Games and getting to the final of the Commonwealth Games is like a real achievement. You know, it's fantastic. So let's just have a look at the article. So, Sean McCann, brother of Madeleine, so he'll always, you know, his name, whenever his name's mentioned, there'll always be that thing afterwards, brother of Madeleine, makes Commonwealth's final. And he came 8th in the final, by the way. So he qualified for Saturday's 400 metres freestyle final at the Commonwealth Games by coming through his morning heat in Glasgow. With his parents, Kate and Jerry, in the stands, and Amelie's in the stands. Sean finished 4th in his heat and crept into the final as the last of the 8 qualifiers at his first major championships. I am buzzing, the 21-year-old said. It wasn't really an expectation coming in, given how strong the field was, but I am delighted to see I have made it. Sean, they're calling him McCann. Do you know, so disrespectful in the mainstream media. They never use people's first names. Anyway, a chemical engineering student at Loughborough University, where he trains, grew up in England but qualifies for Scotland through his father. And there's Amelie's twin sister, Kate, of course, and Jerry. He was cheered on by the vocal home crowd at the Tollcross Swimming Centre. It is amazing, he said. I could hear them the whole way through the race. It just spurred me on to just give it my all down that last 100 metres. I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I certainly felt the pressure with so many people watching. I wanted to do well, not only for myself, but for Team Scotland as well. Sean and his twin sister, who was also in the Glasgow crowd, were 2 years old when Madeline, then aged 3. Oh yeah, she was only 3. So there were 3 children in that apartment. 2-year-old twins and a 3-year-old. Anyway, she went missing during a family holiday in Praia da Luz. I've been there. I've got a playlist of when I went to Praia da Luz and stayed there. Anyway, I'm not going to, I've got my own theories about what happened to Madeline, but I don't know. Nobody knows. Well, somebody knows, but they're not telling. And it was 2007. So, yeah, it is practically, it'll be 20 years next year. So it became one of the world's most high-profile missing persons cases and remains an ongoing Metropolitan Police investigation. So he did go, he was in the final, he came 8th in the final, but, that's pretty good, isn't it? So he's been part of the Scottish swimming programme since his teens, and he will also compete in the 800 metres and 1500 metres freestyle events later in the meet. And he's aiming for the Olympics. He admitted that the Olympics is his ultimate goal. So being able to represent Scotland is a good stepping stone on the way to that. Hopefully a couple more years' work I will. So I just wanted to tell you about that. I think that's a nice positive thing to finish on. Good for him, isn't it? Good for him. Good for Sean. I mean, swimming, well, anything, any Commonwealth Games event or Olympics event, you don't get qualified to go into these by just being average. You're going to be really good. And it's the training. He's probably trained like mad. He's probably up every morning at the pool, before he even goes to university or whatever. It can't be underestimated how much hard work he'll have put in to get to this point. So well done, Sean. And I do also think it takes a lot of courage because he knows, at the end of the day, he is the brother of probably the most famous missing child, internationally famous. Everybody knows about Madeleine McCann wherever they are in this crazy world. So yeah, well done, Sean. I just wanted to finish